Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to day 12 of Radiant Reminders, Stories of Saints. Alhamdulillah, hope you're all enjoying the stories. Stories are meant to soften our hearts, especially the stories of saints. So today we have a special saint, somebody who inculcated spirituality from a very young age, Sahal ibn Abdullah Tustari. Sahal ibn Abdullah Tustari rahmatullah alayhi, he says when he was just 3 years old, imagine that, only 3, barely learned to talk, barely learned to walk. His uncle, his maternal uncle, would wake him up at tahajjud. Subhanallah, 3 years old. And I've read about many mothers of the past, many pious women who would nurse their children in the last portion of the night because of the virtues of tahajjud, and they would make intention that Allah inculcates in them piety and taqwa. So Sahal ibn Abdullah Tustari says, my maternal uncle would wake me up when I was just 3 years old, and he would watch his uncle pray tahajjud. As he grew up, his uncle once said to him that I'm going to teach you some words, remember them, write them and memorize them. The first was Allahu ma'i, Allah is with me. Allahu nadhiri, Allah is watching me. Allahu shahidi, Allah is a witness over me. And his uncle initially said, recite these 3 times. So he would recite it 3 times. As a couple of months passed, he would ask him if he was reciting, and Sahal would say yes. So he said, okay, 7 times. Then he increased it to 11 times. What was his uncle doing? He was planting the seed. He was planting the seed of God consciousness, of taqwa. Eventually, when he was on 11 times and reciting regular for months, the sweetness of Allah's name entered him, and he told his uncle that I love these words. So then his uncle taught him, remember the meaning of these words, that if Allah is watching you, Allah is a witness over you, how can you disobey Him? Subhanallah, look how the elders of the past taught their youngsters, their children, about taqwa and fearing Allah. This blessed month we are going through is all about taqwa and piety. Allah does not gain anything from keeping you hungry and thirsty. The same Sahal ibn Abdullah, he says when he was 13 years old, he had a question that can the heart prostrate, can the heart do sajda? He went to many ulama and nobody could answer him. The question itself shows the state of his heart, a radiant heart. He then went to one of the elders, a pious saint of Allah, who answered his question and said, yes, the heart can prostrate, and once it prostrates, it can never come up. Subhanallah, look at these pious youngsters, 13-year-old boy, and the level of questioning. My dear brothers and sisters, we need to look at what our children are questioning. Are they spending Ramadan on TikTok, listening to music? This will no doubt inculcate corrupt seeds into their hearts. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala purify our hearts.